Anyone who uses a computer or a smartphone will likely relate to tonight's story of the inside story. It's a harrowing tale of cyber stalking and one woman's attempts to find justice. Saber.
Well, that's right, Gorda. We all know that the online world can be a nasty, sick place, but that's not news to Vanessa Bruno, whose 6-month ordeal left her so fearful that she slept with a knife under her pillow. Vanessa Bruno is like most of us, pretty connected to the online world.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have my portfolio on Tumblr.
One day, Vanessa received a mean comment on one of her posts.
Oh, you're 30, you're using hashtags, how I'm a loudmouth, I'm fat and I'm ugly. The next day I got another one. This one was a little more personal, talking about my boyfriend at the time, how he was Black, where I work.
From cruel and racist to disturbing.
They were threatening to come to my work to take pictures of me so they could create fake nudes and ruin my career.
And then, downright terrifying. This is the message sent to one of Vanessa's obviously pregnant Facebook friends.
I slept with a knife in my bed. I would have my hand on my phone when I walked my dogs in case I needed to call 911.
Even her brother's recent death from suicide was fuel for his sick fodder.
I got an email that said, "You have a message from my brother's name." And my heart stopped because I thought, what if it was a delayed note or letter to me? And I opened it and it said, "Maybe if you weren't such a bitch, your brother wouldn't have killed himself."
Meanwhile, Vanessa says it was in large part her own detective work and friends in IT who helped track down the name of a suspect. Do you have any idea how this guy scabbed onto you?
No idea. When I thought it was my friends, it was hurtful. When I found out it was a complete stranger, it was terrifying.
A Stony Creek man, Michael Sapinka, has now been charged with criminal harassment, threatening, and bodily harm.
After he tortured me for 6 months, I just want to look at him and say, "You got caught."
Online stalking, also known as cyber stalking, refers to the persistent and unwanted pursuit of an individual through various digital platforms. It involves using the internet, social media, email, or other online tools to harass, intimidate, or monitor someone without their consent. This behavior can cause emotional distress, invasion of privacy, and potential threats to the victim's safety and well-being.
You do think to yourself, oh, it's a message on Facebook, is it worth it? Or it's a look at a story, somebody's viewed my story. You feel a little bit like it feels so tiny, and it feels like you do feel people are going to view you as being a drama queen or being like, oh, come on, you're being very paranoid now. I suppose stalking is always seen as somebody standing outside the front of the house or following you down the street or sending you letters. It's so much more than that. It's tiny, tiny little things. But I feel now definitely if it's enough to make you feel my privacy is being invaded and my life is being invaded, that's enough for it to be reportable.
Swatting, which is a dangerous and malicious form of hoax or prank, in which individuals make false emergency reports, is often facilitated by the anonymity of the internet, and it's linked to cases of online stalking. The intent behind swatting is to terrorize and intimidate the victim, exploiting the real-world consequences of false emergency calls to amplify the impact of online harassment. This dangerous practice underscores the urgent need for cybersecurity measures and legal interventions to combat the intersection of online stalking and swatting, ensuring the safety of individuals both online and offline.
Well, good evening to all our viewers. We are here with one more night with Speak Your Mind. And tonight we are speaking about how safe is social media. What do we post? How safe are we out there? Because everybody nowadays is on social media. Together with me, tonight we have Sandra. Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, Pastor. Good evening, Pastor.
And we have Pastor Giovanni, like always.
Good evening, good evening.
Ms. Audrey today was under the weather. She could not be with us, but Sandra is going to be here helping us out, okay? You can start calling us at 877-785-8700, 877-785-8700. If you are watching us in any of our social media, you can place your comment there and let us know what you think. The question is there, how safe are we on social media from online stalking and from any other dangers? In a few, we are going to speak to Pamela. We have already some people who have called us, and you can call us too. Again, 877-785-8700. Let us start already with the first caller. Pamela, good evening. Pamela is there?
Good evening, Pastor.
I can hear you now. How are you doing, Pamela?
I'm doing great.
Pamela, tell us, what do you think about social media and how safe are we on social media?
Social media is great. It depends. It has its advantages and disadvantages. But it all depends on the person that's using social media. So some people use it for different reasons, right? Most people, like some people that are lonely, they want to go on social media. They don't have a lot of friends. They tend to go on social media to pass their time, and it could be very dangerous if you spend too much time on social media and you're not, socializing with people and you being by yourself. And I would say it's not safe being, on social media too long. You have to have a balance, in your life. But I don't think it's safe right now to put all your information out there.
Sorry to cut you off. Do you think that the youths nowadays, don't you think they're posting too much, showing too much of their lives or what they want to be their lives? What do you think about that?
Yeah, most of them, they do. They live on social media. Everything they're going through, their lives, they put it on social media. And it's very dangerous because you never know who could be watching. There's stalkers out there, could be stalking them, stalking their information.
Have you ever suffered something like that, something similar, or somebody went on your social media and said things that you didn't like? Have you ever suffered
I don't go on social media too much, but because I don't put a lot out there, but I just post like positive things out there on social media, but I don't put my life out there. But a lot of people just live their lives on social media, and that is very dangerous.
Well, we're going to see in a few a video of somebody speaking about that. Thank you, Pamela, for your opinion. Thank you for sharing your mind with us.
Thank you, Pastor.
Good night. You can continue calling us, 877-785-8700. Ms. Sandra, I believe you have some comment for us.
Yes, we already do, Pastor. The first one is from Jesse. It's normal to look at someone. I deep dive into someone I'm interested in helping and knowing that person for myself. Jeff says also, it's really not all that creepy. I mean, we follow famous people all the time, and society accepts that. Plus, everyone nowadays puts their lives out there, their private life.
Well, I think social media nowadays is more than more of a background check on boyfriends and girlfriends than anything else. Pastor, you have some comments too.
Yes, I have Nina from Vancouver. She goes like this. Look, if you let social media define you, then yes, it is dangerous. It is unsafe. But if you use social media as a tool to make intelligent choices, then I don't think so. And this person, Pastor, can join our poll that we have now on Telegram. You can scan the QR code that's going to appear right now on your screen. And that's the question that we're asking. How safe are we on social media? Do you think we're very safe because it's not that serious? We're not safe at all. We're always being watched. Or do you think that only the gullible get taken advantage of online?
Well, before we watch the next video, I'm going to speak to Saville. Am I saying right? Or Savi? Good evening.
Saville. Good evening, Pastor.
Saville. How are you doing?
Not bad, Pastor. Very good.
And what is your mind on this? How safe are we in social media?
I believe we're not very safe at all because we tend to put too much information out there and we never know who's watching. Like some people will put the whole family's information. We're on a vacation. We're here. We're there. And you actually give a stranger your agenda for the whole week. Like, who's watching your house? You don't know who will vandalize your house also when you're gone. And putting your personal information out there, you're just letting stranger know more about you. and stalking you in a way that you don't want. Because as I was listening here, there were people that were talking about them being stalked and they're receiving nasty letters. That's what people do because there's nothing else to do out there. So they get my mom used to say, the devil find work for idle hands to do. And that's what people do when they don't have anything to do. They become a stalker because you give them all your personal information and they think, well, I can do something with this. And they tend to stalk you.
So I take you are not a big fan of social media.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I like to watch social media, and if somebody is sharing a recipe, well, that's fine. Some information about household cleaning, I will listen to that. I'm a cat lover. I will look at cat videos and laugh and so forth, but I wouldn't be putting anything personal out there. No.
So you are not those who take a picture of what you are eating, like nowadays. Whenever you go to a restaurant or a place like this, the youths, everybody nowadays, not only the youths, they are taking pictures of what they are eating, they are posting where they are at. So you don't do that.
No, and I think that's nobody's business. If I go out to have a good dinner with my family, it's nobody's business. But if I have a close friend and I would like to share that experience with them, I will send it to them the next day. But I don't have to put it out on social media to let the world see that I'm at a restaurant with my family, what we're eating. I don't think it's anybody's business.
Thank you for your mind, Saville. Thank you for your opinion.
Yes, you're welcome.
You have a good night.
Thank you.
There you have it. Person who doesn't put anything out on social media. Actually, I want our team to prepare a video from our TikTok. There is a gentleman. He goes, I believe, by Find Me, or he helps bring awareness to people of how easy it is to find people like. And I was shocked when I was watching this video, Sandra and Giovanni, because it's a video clip of, I believe, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And in a few minutes, he finds whatever you are. I believe in the US, whatever you are, he can find you.
It was creepy.
It was
creepy how good it was.
Because imagine, because many times I believe most people post things and they don't even realize what they are posting. Though they don't. I don't think they think of the consequences of what they are posting. If they're out with their family, they take a nice picture and they just put it out there. And then if somebody's watching for you and trying to stalk you, this guy can find. I don't know if we have it ready. If we have it, let us watch this video, and after that, I will come back with more callers.
Hi, Pastor. We have it on one of our segments.
Okay, let us. Our production is putting up. They are preparing. Let us talk. Actually, Pastor Giovanni, read more comments for us.
I have here Keshav from the University of Toronto. Here, they go like this. None of the platforms are safe if you're sharing real information. For your information, every social media platform tracks your daily life activities. They're having your good amount of data with them. Would you like anybody or like to let anybody else read or store your private messages, private images, locations, phone calls, important documents? If not, then you shouldn't use any social media platform.
Well, there you have it. Miss Sandra.
I have Nancy here. She says like this. If you have a stalker, don't look at that person. Just don't get scared and live your life. Another one says that the police sometimes don't take it serious. Things have escalated very quickly, and people have become victims of this.
Well, I don't think ignoring it's the way to go. Imagine a person is standing outside your home and you're just ignored. Let us go to our next segment, and I will be right back with all of you.
How safe are we on social media from online stalking? Our safety on social media from online stalking depends on various factors, including our privacy settings, the information we share, and the platform's security measures. While privacy settings can help limit who can access our content, determined stalkers can still find ways to gather information. It's essential to be cautious about the personal details we share, regularly review and adjust privacy settings, avoid accepting requests from unknown individuals, and promptly report any suspicious or harassing behavior to the platform administrators. However, complete protection from online stalking cannot be guaranteed. Highlighting the importance of maintaining vigilance and taking proactive steps to safeguard our online presence.
Harsh reality of our current local economy. Thousands of Houstonians are out there looking for work right now after a wave of layoffs in the oil industry. And you really have to be on social media to get your name out there to potential employers. But there is one thing to consider when you do that. Sharing too much information can leave you vulnerable to people who aren't really interested in hiring you. Channel 2 Sarah Donchi has a warning from one job seeker and ways to protect your profile.
24-year-old Megan Seawood turned to LinkedIn to get her job search started.
I went on there to see what kind of jobs were available.
The social media site is popular with professionals as a networking tool.
I put where I'm working currently, where I went to school, what I got my degree in.
Megan did not include her phone number on her main profile, so when she got random text messages from a stranger, it took her a while to figure out how the guy got her number.
I was like, who is this? Before I even said anything else. And then they told me their name, and I'm like, do I know you? Have we met before? I'm trying to, put two and two together. And he says, no, you don't know me, but I'd like to get to know you.
Megan says the conversation went in a direction that made her realize this was not a professional call.
I was scared, especially when I realized how he did get my number.
Megan realized she did post a resume in a PDF, and on her resume, not only her cell was listed, but her home address too.
He'd want to get together and, how he wanted to meet up and, that sort of thing.
So you felt uncomfortable?
I did.
When Megan tracked down the man on LinkedIn,
he did exist, but he had immediately deactivated his profile.
But with a lot of tools, the bad people can find ways to use those tools for unintended purposes. LinkedIn is an example.
Scott Bailey is a digital forensic specialist.
If you are having an issue with somebody who is stalking you or are keeping track of you, there is now a way to both block them and report them within LinkedIn.
To avoid being stalked altogether, Bailey says there are some things you need to realize.
We're putting additional information out, but we don't realize embedded in that information somewhere maybe is a cell phone number or a private email address that you really don't intend to go out.
Megan says she has made changes, now using email as a way for others to contact her, sharing her cell only when she knows the person is legit.
And I would have never thought that by putting my information out there that somebody would use it.
Sarah Donchi, KPRC Channel 2 News.
LinkedIn does allow users to make profiles more secure. Inside the privacy and settings feature are several measures, including ways to filter fraudulent emails and messages.
Having a presence online leaves traces that allow people to discover where we are. An example is the online personality Jose Monkey, a man that finds people who ask to be found.
I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. You guys have heard me joke before about how many of the videos I get sent all look the same, mostly a pickup truck driving down the road. Well, this video was a bit different. In this video, which appears to have been recorded by the person driving the vehicle, they're documenting the events of the evening, including their friend, I assume, who's leaning out of the car to throw up. So what can we see? Well, we can see that you're passing a TD Bank. Other than that, we don't get too many clues, but I did note the following details. At the start of the video, we can see this brown wall or fence here that appears to have some kind of green posts or columns. The bank itself had a fairly distinctive shape, so I made a note of the peaked roof and the way the windows were shaped, as well as the bushes that appear in front of the bank. You turn the camera forward a couple times and we see this view of an intersection, but you can't really see anything except for some blurry traffic lights. Okay, so where did these shenanigans happen? Well, frankly, if that was all I had to go on, I suspect I would have been stuck. TD Bank has over 1,000 locations all up and down the East Coast. Except for Georgia, by the way. What gives, Georgia? Anyway, I was in luck because this person actually sent me 2 videos. That video didn't offer too many clues either. It starts with someone driving what appears to be a golf cart in a neighborhood. You can't see anything too useful there. And then later in the video, you see people driving golf balls at a Top Golf location. Okay, now this second video gave me Florida vibes big time. My very non-scientific hunch was based on the following things. A, driving a golf cart around the neighborhood. B, the fact that these people were wearing short sleeves in a video that was recorded in November. And C, the sand that we can see in the street kind of collected in the gutters. That looked to me like something you might see if the streets had recently flooded, like might happen if you live in Florida and it's hurricane season. So based on that hunch, I started looking at top golf locations in Florida. And there really aren't that many. One of the first ones I checked was in Tampa. The aerial view looked like a pretty good match for what I saw in the video, but I didn't know if all top golf locations looked like this. So how could I be sure? Well, in your video, we can see a building on the left side of the driving range that has a red sign. That sign is for the iFly Indoor Skydiving Center, which I could clearly see on Google Maps at the Tampa location. Okay, so that's the right spot. Once I knew that, I figured the other video was probably recorded not too far from there. I brought up the TD Bank website and started looking at locations near Tampa. I looked a bit to the east of Tampa because that's where Topgolf was. I had to look at a bunch of different banks in a bunch of different cities, but I eventually found one that looked right. You're driving west on Conroy in Orlando, Florida. Google Street View showed me all the details that I noticed in your video. I could see that brown wall with the green columns, and the TD Bank itself matched what I saw in your video.
Jose Monkey shows that it is not difficult to find anyone based on videos. So to keep the danger at bay, be careful with what you post, who can see it, and keep an eye on your privacy settings.
There you have it. With a couple of videos, he can find you wherever you are. We have Eloisa on the line. Eloisa, good evening. Eloisa?
Good evening, Pat.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. What is your mind on this? How safe are we on social media? And have you ever had an experience with online stalking or people sending you messages that you did not want to receive?
I don't believe that we are safe on social media. The internet itself is a place where we don't really have any rules or boundaries. It's something that now companies are investing money on training their employees on cybersecurity, like being careful with the data of the company. Like it's a real problem, right? Whatever you put out into the internet, you have to be comfortable with it being spread anywhere, worldwide. It's not just within your country, within your state. It's worldwide. The information will be sent as far as it can go. So no, I don't think that we are safe.
Are you big on social media?
My accounts are set to public. I really don't have any issue sharing. Whatever I share, I'm comfortable with the people seeing. And if there's something that I don't want people to see, I simply don't post it. Because again, it's not, because I don't want my life being completely exposed to the world. So I've never had that issue. I've never had that problem where somebody tries to stalk me. I mean, I've never noticed if they have. But I don't.
If they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Yeah.
So thank you for your opinion. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Pastor Giovanni, you're going to speak to Ashley.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Hello, Ashley, do you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Miss Ashley, please, we are asking everybody, how safe do you feel on social media?
So I feel like because I work in the cell phone industry for 10 plus years, we in the cell phone industry, I've noticed that, we do get tracked. So we aren't safe because on our cell phones, there is on our iPhones, for example, there is a setting where you randomly, whenever you go on your apps and you put allow, that automatically turns on your location. So that leaves a footprint on every application that you use. And if there was a stalker trying to reach out to you or stalk you, they can search up your address by leaving that footprint. Like, for example, if you posted a photo or something, it's called an IP address. So anywhere on Google, you can search up that IP address and it'll be your actual location where you're found.
Now, Ashley, have you ever had a case where someone came up to you and they said, hey, I think somebody's following me? or somebody who maybe a little too paranoid with their phones, with their settings? Have you ever taken care of anything like that?
Yes. So, and whenever I used to work in the stores, a lot of people would come to me and say, I feel like I'm getting tracked. And simply the way I would help them is removing that setting of being allowed to be tracked by turning on that location. And that's pretty much how you resolve it. But every application nowadays, it asks you to allow that setting. And some people just think it's normal and you just put allow, but it's just another way for them to track you. So I don't know if you've noticed that whenever you say something, like for example, you're thinking about pizza on your phone, let's say you go to Facebook, you'll have all these ads that about pizzerias, and that's pretty much how it works with cell phones nowadays.
Ashley, thank you so much for speaking your mind. Pastor, I think I'm gonna go to my settings right now and turn everything off.
It would be a good idea to turn it off.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, there you have it. I bet there are people right now going through their iPhone and looking for the settings. Miss Sandra, you have more comments for us.
I do actually. We have Stephanie. Companies tracking consumers' online activity should also be illegal, considered also stalking too. Katie says, my best friend was stalked by a guy we knew in high school, scared her to death. To this day, she doesn't do social media, feared that he will find her.
Well, people who are leaving, I think those who experience this kind of stalking or some kind of stalking, they are the real victims here.
Definitely, Pastor. And I also have somebody who goes like this. We're somewhat safe, but not really. So many scams out there that are very subtle.
Well, we have a poll too.
Yes.
If you can give us in a few the poll number. We're going to watch right now the streets interviews, and we are going to be right back. Let us hit the streets of Toronto and see what people have to say about it.
Personally, as long if you give your first and last name, I don't think it's a very big deal. However, in most cases, I feel like you shouldn't. If you do, it's pretty much like a cause for doxing. Like a lot of people online nowadays are kind of like, I don't know, they do some weird stuff. Some people could figure out who you are, send police down to your home. Like there are some situations where people have died from it.
Online stalking, I feel like it's been a little bit more normalized now in a way. Like it's kind of a little bit lighter in terms of everyone's like, yeah, I saw this person, I followed them on Instagram. That's sort of stalking if you think about it. But yeah, I guess there's no hold to it unless you have a private social media account, and that's the only way.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem because there's so much that people can do online now. So you got to be careful. Probably in the future, people will realize it's better to keep certain things private. But I know right now it's pretty popular to put everything that comes to your mind. So,
you got to give up your privacy. Gone are the days where what you post is private. Everything is public.
I think it's very dangerous, especially this generation right now, because you can easily search anything, your phone number, your email number, you can easily see it on their profiles.
We hear about exes stalking their exes and keeping track on them, making sure they know where they are at all times, that kind of thing. And I think that's a little worrying, in the wrong hands. That kind of access to information can be a problem, right?
Tem meios de prevenir isso, né? Mas também tem como a pessoa burlar criando conta falsa e...
You need to be very careful, especially the younger kids. Like right now, with YouTube and all these apps, you need to be 13, but I got a 12 and a 10-year-old that want to be online, and it's really hard, right? Because there's also some inappropriate content, so...
Eu acho que todas as redes estão interligadas e anúncios, assim, sempre aparecem de coisas ou que eu tô conversando em outra rede social e aparece um anúncio em uma terceira rede social, ou de coisa que eu tô falando, mesmo pelo microfone, parece que o microfone escuta e aparece um anúncio sobre aquilo para mim.
I try my best to be as like private as I can, you know, like I don't really do the location tagging, stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm keeping myself safe. But like all of us, we post pictures with monuments, and there's going to be ways to extract information. So I know it's possible, like that's a possibility, but I try not to worry about it so much, but make sure I'm being at least a little bit cautious, you know?
I feel that it has a plus side and it has a minus side, and it all depends upon your intentions at the end of the day. And if you have good intentions on building yourself or building a group of people, and then it's a really good thing that we have all the social media and all these utensils or arsenals in our side to wield it as a weapon and then grow yourself. But if you use it in a different way, it has its own wrong sides as well.
I have to think about these guys, and we just set a rule that they're not allowed online for more than 2 hours a day. We did some research, and between the ages of 5 and 12 or 5 and 17, it was recommended that they're only online for 2 hours. So we try and do that as much as possible.
I personally think that no one is really safe online. I feel like, especially with the whole new like AI coming into play as well, like we don't really know what they have access to. But then also, I feel like we're being surveilled all the time in person as well. So really, what is privacy these days?
If you stalk someone online trying to figure out who they are, I don't know what to say. Like you're just a weirdo.
Speak your mind. That's the name of the show. Well, in a few, we are going to watch a video of how we can protect ourselves, what we can do to avoid, especially you, if you feel like you are being watched or you are being cyber-stalked in some way, okay? You can continue calling us, 877-785-8700. You can continue send your comments through the social media. Right now, we are online on YouTube, I believe on Facebook, on Tuber, whatever you are watching us, make sure to reach out to us. Pastor Giovanni, how is the poll going?
We are definitely locked, Pastor. We have over here, okay, out of everybody who voted, 9% say we're very safe because it's not that serious. 11% say only the gullible get taken advantage of online. And 80% say we're not safe at all. We're always being watched.
There you have it. Miss Sandra, do you have some comments?
I actually do, Pastor. Catherine says, you never should underestimate, a stalker. Ask for help. Then we have Tanya. She says, sometimes we think we're safe, but we're not really safe. So many scams out there.
Well, I believe it's true. So be careful out there. You who are watching us, be careful out there. Before we watch the videos of how we can do to protect ourselves, let us watch some TikToks that show us how safe are we out there. Let us watch.
Hey, Jim, so what should you do if someone is cyber stalking you?
The first thing you want to do is make sure that you document everything. And there's actually some apps that you can use. There's one app that I know of. I'm not advertising for it, but it's called DocuSafe. And it's really an easy way to document emails, texts, pictures, all of that sort of thing, so that it's basically, you're compiling evidence. You want to think about changing your routines as far as when and how you travel to work, that sort of thing. And if that person is continuing to stalk you, then you might want to look at whether there's some kind of a tracking device on your car or even on your phone. You want to cut off contact with them completely. And if for some reason you can't do that, then you have to really just limit contact with them. Also, it might be good to contact the credit reporting bureaus and put a fraud alert, letting them know that somebody is cyber stalking you.
Is someone stalking you through technology? Here's what to do. It's called cyber stalking, and it's a serious crime. Follow these steps as someone uses electronic communication to repeatedly intimidate or threaten you, your family and friends, or your pets. 1. Ask them to stop. Even if you allowed it before, once you no longer consent, they need to respect that. 2. If they don't, save all the evidence and make copies. 3. Then file a report with us. 4. If they harass you through a specific platform or app, report them to that service. 5. Finally, contact a lawyer to help you file a restraining order, because everyone deserves to feel safe on and offline.
Well, there you have it. In a few, we're going to watch an incident that somebody here from Canada, from Calgary, had a problem with stalking. We're gonna see the material in a second. Pastor Giovanni, you have a couple more comments?
Yes, I have Christopher who goes like this. Living your life predominantly online could come with significant drawbacks. The potential costs include compromised privacy, increased exposure to cyberbullying, and susceptibility to misinformation and the risk of personal data being compromised. While using social media, our safety is dependent on factors like the platform's security measures, our own digital hygiene, and our ability to discern credible information from unreliable content.
If you have not yet, prepare your glass of water. In a few, we're going to make a special prayer for your sake, especially you who maybe you feel like you're getting stalked and you feel unsafe. You know, there are people that they go even to the point of not wanting to leave their house because they feel so insecure of how the world is about nowadays that they have panic attacks. They cannot even leave their own room. I know of cases of people that they don't want to even leave their room, not even to take a shower or nothing because of these things. Okay? So prepare your glass of water. In a few, we are going to say a prayer for all those who are watching us. If you want to include your name in prayer, you can call us, okay? 877-785-8700. If you are facing any kind of problem, if you want to talk to somebody, we have pastors available for you right now to talk to you, to speak to you, for you to speak your mind, for you to open up. Maybe you're going through a tough situation in your life and you have nobody to speak to. Well, we are here for you, okay? 877-785-8700. Call us right now and we are going to help you. We're going to be there for you, okay? I believe Miss Sandra has a comment.
Yes, we do. We have another one. Her name is Lynn. She says, I've been a victim of online stalking before. I've lost all sense of privacy. I pray for those who are going through the same I went through. I wouldn't wish this for my worst enemy. Another one, she says like this, as a country, I think that we are failing those who are being preyed upon, harmful. No one ought to be victimized by another person, not afraid of the safety, especially on social media. They should be strong laws to protect us.
Well, there we have it. So we're going to be praying as this person was saying to us. She was a victim. And if you are a victim too, you can call us and we are going to pray for you, for God to protect you, for God to bless you, okay? In a few, we're going to say this special prayer. We're going to watch this video right now, the segment that speaks about what happened here in Calgary. Let us watch.
Hey, Jim, so what should you do if someone is cyber stalking you?
The first thing you want to do is make sure that you document everything. And there's actually...
Hey, Jim, so what should you do if someone is cyber stalking?
Sorry, we are having some technical problems. We had a mistake in our computer, but we are gonna, let me know whenever we are ready, and let us go. Let us watch right now, if we are ready. No, we're not ready. Sorry. You can continue calling us, 877-785-8700. If you are facing something like this, if you are going through cyber stalking, if you are going through problems online, you can let us know. Okay, 877-785-8700, or you can reach out to us through our social media. Any of our social media, we are out there and we want to help, especially you who are suffering, you who are desperate. Okay, please, production team, are we ready? Go ahead.
Searching for love online is an increasingly common debut to dating, one that can also introduce unwelcome attention.
I just thought I would make an account and see what it was about.
3 years ago, Desiree Martin created an account under a fake name on Seeking Arrangements, a profile that would haunt her for years.
It was just so uncomfortable. Sorry.
The repeated messages from Facebook accounts John Reddy and Joe Smith repeatedly accused her of prostitution.
Every time I would block both accounts, they would just remake it with the exact same names.
It quickly escalated, from personal attacks to targeting her and her family publicly and professionally.
Is he wrote a Google review on my business page. You can't really get rid of those.
Last summer, Martin called police.
He was writing this on multiple girls' page. He would tag girls. I knew I wasn't the only one.
Months later, Martin received a call from an investigator that there had been an arrest made in the case. With successful search warrants in place, Martin would soon face her accused stalker in court. That is, until about a year later when she was advised that the case had been dismissed.
I feel like they are so overwhelmed. They picked up my case and she said, "This is small," and just threw it.
As part of a statement to Global News, the Alberta Crown Prosecution Service says it does not proceed with prosecutions unless the evidence establishes a reasonable likelihood of conviction, and the matter is in the public interest. In this case, the file was assessed by the Crown Prosecutor as well as a senior Crown Prosecutor who came to the conclusion that the file did not meet the ACPS test for prosecution. Kathy McDonald is a retired Calgary police officer and now a private investigator specializing in cybercrime.
If you're lucky enough to have a police department with the capacity to investigate, they have so much on their plate. These are tough investigations for sure. So when they finally get to the court, you would hope something would be done.
But without the money to hire a lawyer, Martin now has little recourse. She's fearful not only for her reputation, but for her safety.
Because he knows where I work. He knows my parents' names. It's really unsettling. I'm genuinely frightened by this person, and I wish someone took me serious.
Sarah Offen, Global News.
Seeking did not respond to our request for comment, but its website says it is committed to creating a safe and positive experience for all our members.
There you have it. Sandra was telling me right now, not all, how does it go?
Yeah, not all police stations, they have cyber stalking departments, and not all countries either. But here in Canada, they do really take it serious. And if somebody gets caught, they get about 10 years in prison.
Wow.
They take it serious here in Canada.
So let's hope that this person who was stalking this young girl gets caught and face justice, okay? We are gonna watch right now a testimony of somebody who was suffering life, but through the power of God and through the power of faith, they were able to change their lives around. Let us watch.
When I got married, I became depressed.
But when I got married, things started to change. I got depressed. Something happened in my life with my relationship with my ex-husband. And that's when the depression started, when I was married. And I didn't know what it was. What was that spirit, the controlling spirit that made me to be depressed. So I was suffering with him for years, like 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years I had a depression, and he didn't even know what I had also. He was trying to get me some treatments, some probably headaches, some other kinds of disease, but there's nothing. They couldn't tell what's wrong with me. They gave me a wrong medication, and so I suffered with it. And so I said to myself, maybe I'll get well if I divorce my ex-husband.
Going to church was something different.
I heard the church from a friend who was going through the same, like depression, anxiety. And she's been coming to the church, and she told me, like, you know what, sweetheart, you should go to this church because we do deliverance, and you're gonna get deliverance there, and you're gonna get your life in order. You're gonna set free from depression, because I know what you're going through. I'm going through the same thing with you. I want to invite you. And I was like, okay, bring me there, because that's probably my last hope, because I don't have any hope anymore. I don't know where I'm gonna get my deliverance, but I'm still living. I'm still living my life with depression as best as I can, So I accepted her offer. I came to church. I expected that, something's gonna change. And I went, and I was surprised because it was something different. It was really deliverance service. It was Friday that I came, and it was something different that I've never been. I've been a Christian, before, but I never see that kind of deliverance. I never see the service like that. So that's how I got introduced to the church.
This is what I've been waiting for.
The first time when I came to the church, I feel like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. This is like what I've been looking. And it just like, I just got it now. I mean, I don't know why I didn't get it for a long time, but I just got it. I was so happy. I was just relieved. I don't know if I got rid of my depression at that time. I didn't realize at that time, but I keep coming back to the church. I went to church all the time, and every time I just, because I feel better. I felt every time I go to the church, I felt better. Things, got better. I forgot I had depression. So it got better, and things changed. I got freed. I got freed from the church.
I am having a happy life.
So after learning the things of the church, the things of God, I got relief from depression. I no longer have depression. I'm happier. I'm very happy. I have a daughter. I'm raising my daughter on my own. I am happy, and I am living a good life. Things have changed. I have a good life. I'm happy. We travel everywhere. We go vacation all the time. I have prosperity. I am prospering. My family is blessed. My siblings are blessed. They seeing that because I'm going to church, they're also going to the church, and they're also getting their miracles, their breakthroughs. My sister's got healed also from her stuff, and she's saved. She no longer go to other church. She goes to the Universal Church, and she always go there now. And my brothers also got breakthrough, and he got a best job, because I spoke to him about the church, and he went. So my sisters, my brothers are going to the church because they see the testimony that I have, me and my daughter, that things have changed, and I'm no longer sick, and I'm stronger now than before, and then I don't accept anymore any kind of depression, like fear, doubts. It comes, especially when you have problems, but I fight it. I fight because I know how to fight now. The word of God teaches to fight.
The same God who changed her life is the God who wants to change your life too. Okay? Prepare your glass of water. Tonight, Pastor Giovanni is going to say the prayer. Okay? I'm going to put a music clip for you to run there and get your water. In a few, we're going to come back saying this special prayer to all of you.
I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He won't let my foot be moved. He who keeps me is the Lord, the one who keeps Israel, will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is my keeper. He's the shade on my right hand. He keeps my soul. He protects me from all evil. He keeps my going out and my coming in from now on and forever. The Lord is my keeper. He's the shade on my right hand. He keeps my soul. He protects me from all evil. He keeps my going out and my coming in from now on and forever. I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He won't let my foot be moved. He who keeps me is the Lord, the one who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is my keeper. He's the shade on my right hand. He keeps my soul. He protects me from all evil. He keeps my going out and my coming in from now on and forever. The Lord is my keeper. He's the shade on my right hand. He keeps my soul. He protects me from all evil. He keeps my going out and my coming in from now on and forever. From now on and
Prepare a glass of water or get closer to your television screen. At this moment, we will have a special prayer to your name.
My God, it's in the name of your son Jesus that I intercede in favor of this person who's been watching us during this program, who has been feeling, just like we've mentioned, my Father, these victims of being stalked, they feel as if they have no privacy. Their nerves get worked up. They feel paranoid. They feel as if somebody's watching them. And that interrupts their sleep, that interrupts their rest, that interrupts their peace. My God, I pray in favor of this person who hasn't been able to sleep at night. In favor of this person, my Lord, who has difficulties when they rest. This person who is depressed, who has anxiety. This person who has panic attacks, epilepsy. This person who watches us right now and is suffering. In the deepest part of their soul, there's a void, my Lord, that only you are able and capable of filling. My God, I pray in Jesus Christ's name that this cup of water that's in their hands may be blessed. And when they drink of it, my Lord, that it can be your spirit working inside of them. It can be your spirit, my God, filling them, giving them strength, giving them, my Father, what they've been looking for so many years. My God, this is what we determine. I determine this cup of water blessed. In Jesus Christ's name, you who listen to us, be free right now. Be free from all affliction. Be free from all the pain. Be free from all the chains, all the shackles of the enemy. In Jesus Christ's name. And if you believe, so then you say, amen. Amen. Let us drink with faith right now. How do you feel? Feel good? That is a little of a lot that God wants to do in your life. But if it's one of the things that we show here is that those miracles or that change of life, we don't wait for it, but we provoke it. And you have that opportunity to provoke the miracle in your life. This Sunday, 2420 Duffering Street. We're on the corner of Bowie Avenue. Also, we're next to Eglinton. I don't know if we have the map on screen, but if you want, you can take a photo right now of the address that appears right there. Like you see our temple, 2420 Dufferin Street. You can take the 29 bus or the 929 bus right there, and you end up on the corner. This Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning in our gathering of faith and miracles, we invite you so that you can see the power of God in your life. We hope to see you again, and we hope that you stick around here on Speak Your Mind. Everybody have a good night. God bless.
Sunday of the 7 prayers. In the gathering of faith and miracles, bringing restoration to health, prayer for your deliverance, to your love life, to your family, your financial life, for inner peace, and a real and true encounter with God. There are 7 prayers that will impact your life and destroy all your troubles, bringing new life in every way. Sunday of the gathering of faith and miracles. Sunday at 10 a.m. 2420 Dufferin Street, 1 block north of Eglinton Avenue, and at every Universal Church in Canada.